Bitcoin just hit a record high for 2023, and a lot of people are wondering, where's the market going to go next? Are we going to see Bitcoin rally to 50K? Are we going to see it back down? What's going on with altcoins? In today's video, I want to go over the most important things going on with Bitcoin, as well as Cardano, because Cardano is up 50% in the last week, and there's a few major things you need to be aware of. So when you're looking at the overall crypto market right now, there's a few main things. First of which is that with Bitcoin, we're seeing that Bitcoin has set a record for the number of weeks in the green. You can see that right now, Bitcoin has had 8 consecutive weeks in the green, which is longer than we saw during any period in the last bull market. The last bull market, the longest period we saw was 7 weeks in the green, which was when Bitcoin was trading between $10,000 per coin all the way up to around $20,000 per coin. So this is a record period that I haven't seen many people talk about. So because of this, there's a few main things I want to point out. First of which is that I do think Bitcoin is going to have a bit of a retracement back down to a key level of right around $40,000 per coin. And many top analysts are saying the same exact thing. A lot of analysts are saying that we're going to see Bitcoin pull back down to $40,000 per coin to fill on the CME daily candles, because based on what Willy Woo said and what many analysts are talking about, he said, look, by my count, 28 out of 30 gaps have been filled on the CME daily candles, 93% of them, that is. The other unfilled gap is pictured in the lower left of this chart, which was during the massive crisis we saw earlier in 2023 with like banking crisis. So this has been something that has consistently happened, and as a result of it, a lot of people are expecting that might not be this week, might not be next week, but we are going to likely see a retracement back down to this $40,000 per coin level to fill that CME gap. And for those of you who aren't familiar, basically what this means is that whenever Bitcoin is trading, sometimes Bitcoin is trading when the CME futures market, which is unlike, crypto exchanges, isn't trading. So if Bitcoin's trading and the CME futures market isn't trading, that's where that gap is created. If there's a difference in like when the market closed and when the market opened, and Bitcoin had a big rally or drop in between that period. So that is basically what they're talking about. In addition to this CME gap, which is a very good sign as to where Bitcoin is going to go over the next few days, which is likely going to be a retracement, we've also seen that Bitcoin dominance has reached a record high. We saw that Bitcoin dominance looked like it hit a top, where on just a few days ago, Bitcoin dominance hit a high of this market at around 55.26%. It quickly dropped back down in just a matter of a day or two, back to around 53%, where it was at the time of this article. And at the moment, when I'm filming this video, it's currently at 52.4%. So we've seen that massive rally in terms of Bitcoin dominance in a matter of a few days to only be dropped back down. And why this is something that you can take advantage of is because between this Bitcoin dominance, between what's going on with the CME gap, between what's going on with the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, all of these are signs that maybe the market is a little bit overbought in its current state. Maybe we need to see a bit of a pullback. That also coupled with what I talked about in terms of technicals, just the week after week after week, 8 consecutive weeks of weeks in the green. So all of these things are not bearish, but what they show me is that, look, I am going to be putting a bit of a short position on the market right now when Bitcoin was at $44,000 per coin. It's currently active. You could go ahead, follow all my different trades if you want to. I post them on Twitter. I post them in Fairdesk if you follow me on Fairdesk. But I do have a short trade open, and it's going to be set to close around 40,500 to 41,000. So I just want to let you know that. But long-term outlook, there's a lot to be excited about, because long-term, I'm still extremely bullish on it. I just wanted to give you that update on more of a short-term trade if you're looking to take advantage of any sort of price fluctuations. So when you're looking at long-term, we could see that VanEck recently came out and predicted a yearly crypto forecast for 2024. They're predicting that that 2024's recession, which is expected by almost all economists, is going to not hold back Bitcoin, and they believe that Bitcoin is going to reach $160,000 per coin by the end of 2024. They say between what's going on with the Bitcoin halving, between what's going on with, Fidelity and major institutions talking with regulators about a spot Bitcoin ETF, they think both of these things are going to help propel Bitcoin to an all-time record high and push it well above $100,000 per coin up to $160,000 per coin. So that is something that they are expecting is going to happen in the next year into 2024. That is their Bitcoin price price prediction. They say ultimately it's because of the two catalysts with Bitcoin spot ETF and also with what's going on with Bitcoin halving, which is historically a very bullish time for crypto. Now let's talk about what's going on with altcoins and layer one cryptos, because over the last week, Cardano has rallied around 50%. This is something we hadn't seen in over a year, when really Cardano had been trading sideways, hadn't got above really 45 cents per coin, hadn't traded below around 25 cents per coin, just been trading in that range for around a year. Now we've seen this massive rally where since October it has more than doubled in price from 24 cents per token all the way up to 60 cents per coin. The reason why we have seen this happen is that Cardano just achieved a major milestone in the DeFi space where its TVL hit an all-time high of $343 million. And that's a really big deal because it puts Cardano in the top 10 layer one cryptos in terms of TVL. So not only has Cardano reached in terms of a dollar amount, but what I've spoken about in so many previous videos, if you've been watching anything on the channel, is that Cardano has been hitting record high after record high of TVL in terms of ADA. So if you look at in terms of ADA, Cardano has hit an all-time high of right around 720-ish million ADA tokens that have been locked, which is equivalent to around $392 million. So we have talked about this consistently over the last year or so, where Cardano had been hitting record high after record high in terms of ADA tokens, but now it has also done this in terms of dollars, which is an even bigger deal because that's something that we haven't yet seen in a long time. And it's exciting to see that now more and more people are using the Cardano ecosystem and are bullish on it. A lot of this has to do with a few new different projects. You can see, for example, like Liquid, Indigo, MinSwap, all these different projects have really contributed to Cardano's TVL. And if you look in particular, you can also see how LendFi, which is a lending and borrowing protocol on Cardano, has led to a pretty significant increase in TVL for Cardano as well. So now the question is what's next? Is Cardano going to rally? Is Avalanche going to rally? Are layer one cryptos? Is Bitcoin? Where I'm seeing right now is, like I said, in the short term, I'm expecting a lot of volatility in the market. I'm expecting a bit of a pullback from around $44,000 per coin for Bitcoin down to around $40,000 per coin. In terms of altcoins, I'm expecting a major rally in all layer one cryptos and solid blue chip altcoins because of the fact that Bitcoin is a bit overextended. We haven't seen any altcoin really rally anywhere in comparison to that Bitcoin has. We haven't seen any altcoin really reach a record high. Nothing has happened in terms of that sense. So I'm expecting a lot of money to start shifting over from Bitcoin into altcoins. That's always what happens during a bull market. You always see people take on more risk to their portfolio whenever Bitcoin starts to rally, and that's exactly what we are just starting to see happen. So this is the very, very beginnings of it, and I'm expecting, Avalanche, Cardano, smaller layer one cryptos, smaller cryptos in general, smaller altcoins. I'm expecting all of these to continue to rally as we see Bitcoin dominance continue to drop and people move their money from Bitcoin, which is the most stable, most secure crypto, into some higher risk, higher reward altcoins.